Congratulations.
Thank you.
I cried, I hid, I felt joy and hopeful.
Thank you.
Thank you for making this.
Well, it was a great opportunity. You know, I didn't develop this project. The screenplay came to me when I read William Manchester's script. I felt like, well, I thought I knew this story, but there's so much more. That's a great start. I knew, you know, going deeper into it, I realized there was even more, and most vital in my mind was the international nature of it. So the diving, I knew that had to be great, had to be visceral and suspenseful, and it's proving to be for audiences. That's great. But I also wanted to really underline this theme of international coordination, putting so many things aside and chasing down what was really, you know, a kind of a vague hope that any of these boys could be saved.
We're on the list of rescue divers.
It's just a tourist cove.
It looks easy, but when it's flooded, it's impassable.
It felt documentary/film, but it felt very human, very intimate, to the point where I felt claustrophobic. The first time you watched it, I don't know if it's hard for you to watch things and actually watch it the way we would watch it. Did you feel the things you wanted us to feel? Because you really freaked me out in parts.
Well, I felt it when we were shooting it, and because it was far more complicated, far more claustrophobic and intense than I expected. But I was thrilled when I was seeing that we were able to capture it. A lot of that was that the actors trained with the real divers and reached a point of competency that they could do everything themselves, and they wanted to. So that really puts the audience, you know, sort of in there. Everything else is a process, building the sound to go with it, the music to go with it, the editorial rhythms to be just right to try to achieve that sensation that you're describing, and I'm glad you felt that way about the movie.
I did. What inspires you? Because I watch the things you're doing right now, and it feels like you're constantly like a sponge, learning and trying to share it with us as well. And we're in such an insane time in the world where there's so much division.
Yes.
And this film, I hope, shows people how we can all come together. But for you as a filmmaker, what inspires you right now?
Well, look, I'm always fascinated by the human experience and the ways that storytelling sort of participates in that, whether it's childhood fantasy or dark drama or inspirational true stories or comedies. And so I've worked in all these different genres, and I recognize the value in all of them. I'm practiced in all of them, and I just love finding stories and matching them with the right approach and the right bunch of collaborators, and making something happen that I hope a certain segment of the audience is going to find really memorable.
Hello?
Hey,
They're here.
how many of you?
13.
13!
They're all alive.
Can we go out now?
What is the secret to you? Like your happiness? Because you do smile a lot, which makes me happy.
I feel very fortunate. This is a great way of life. It suits me beautifully. I did get into it at an early age. The book, The Boys, that my brother Clint and I wrote together, conveys a lot of that. And it was a great experience to go back and revisit our childhood, which was kind of unique going through that. But it's that old. I don't want to get corny about it, but how they'd always talk about that the gratitude is like a foundation of productivity, of happiness, and a lot of things. Not everything breaks the way I want it to. Things don't always work out, but time and time again, I feel like there is so much for me to be grateful for.
Yeah.
In a time in the world when there is so much to be frustrated about, and I feel those frustrations as well, but I think it's our job as people to keep persevering and being influential when we can, in the ways that we can, and often simply by example. How do we live? What decisions do we make? Are we proud of them? Start with that.
And is there anything you can say to the British public right now? Because we are going through a bit of a mad time with our leader. You've had it recently with Trump. Is there anything, any words of wisdom?
I cannot give the British people any advice coming from America, but democracy, free societies, it's challenging. And I think it is up to the citizenry to stay vigilant, to exercise the right to vote, the right to speak up. We have these freedoms now. Don't take them for granted. And as frustrating as it can be, stay engaged as much as we can.
ผมยืนยันได้นะครับว่าเด็กๆต้องออกมาได้อย่างปลอดภัยครับ
You're talking about a 5-hour dive.
You try and dive those kids the whole way, all you'll be bringing out is dead bodies.
With oxygen running low, the entire nation is anxiously waiting for what will happen next.
What are you thinking?
Just a crazy idea.
You've got a skill none of the rest of us have.
No. It's insane. It's unethical. It's illegal.
The man's already died.
We do nothing, we'll be bringing them out dead for sure.
So you are expecting casualties?
Yes. I expect casualties.
Johnny, okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just give me a minute. Please.
Okay. We can make it.